When most of us hear the word pollution, we tend to think of big factory smokestacks, plastic islands floating in the ocean, or oil spills damaging coastlines. And while those are all serious environmental issues, there's another source of pollution that's much closer to home, one that's parked in our driveway. It's our car. The very vehicles many of us depend on, whether it's for commuting to work, picking up groceries, or taking the kids to school, are also silent contributors to environmental damage. They may not look as harmful as a smoke belching factory, but collectively they pose a significant threat to the health of our planet. In this video, I will break down car pollution, how our vehicles affect the environment, how simple maintenance can reduce their impact, and even how the way you wash your car matters more than you may think. Because at the end of the day, it's the little everyday choices that add up. And the more we understand, the more empowered we are to take meaningful action. Let's start with the basics. How exactly do cars pollute? The more obvious culprit is exhaust emissions. Every time we start an engine and hit the gas, we're burning gasoline or diesel fuel. The combustion process releases a cocktail of harmful pollutants into the air. Carbon dioxide, which is the main driver for climate change, nitrogen oxides, which contribute to smog and respiratory problems, and carbon monoxide, which is a toxic gas. These pollutants don't just vanish, they accumulate, affecting our air quality, health, and contributing to global warming. In fact, transportation accounts for nearly 30% of total greenhouse gas emissions in the US, and over half of that comes from passenger vehicles alone. But the damage doesn't end at the tailpipe. Brake pads and tires break down over time, releasing microplastics and heavy metals like zinc and copper. These microscopic pollutants are carried by wind and rain into waterways, where they can disrupt aquatic ecosystems and harm wildlife. And then there are leaks, motor oil, transmission fluid, and coolant. These chemicals can drip onto driveways, get picked up by stormwater, and end up in rivers, lakes, and oceans. What seems like a small spill into your garage can have a ripple effect in the environment. Now here's the good news. A well-maintained car pollutes significantly less. Think about it. A tuned-up engine burns fuel more efficiently. Clean air filters ensure your engine breathes properly. Proper tire pressure reduces fuel consumption by decreasing rolling resistance. And fixing leaks prevents harmful fluids from ever reaching the environment. Even your check engine light isn't just a warning about your car. It's a signal. You could be polluting more than you realize. A failed oxygen sensor, for instance, can reduce your fuel efficiency and increase emissions. And that bluish smoke trailing from some older cars, that usually means oil is being burned inside the engine, a problem that affects both engine health and air quality. So if you're looking for a reason to finally book that oil change or replace those old spark plugs, this is it. Good maintenance isn't just about saving money or avoiding breakdowns. It's about being a responsible driver, both mechanically and environmentally. Now let's tackle something you may not have considered, washing your car. Sure, it feels good to have a sparkling clean vehicle, but if you're washing it at home, here's what really happens. All that soap, road grime, brake dust, oil, and residue gets rinsed off your car and flows into the storm drain. From there, it enters local streams, rivers, and oceans completely untreated. And that means that you could be unknowingly sending toxic chemicals straight into the environment. In contrast, professional car detailers, especially mobile and eco-friendly ones, are often a greener choice. Many use biodegradable pH-balanced products and contain their runoff, preventing pollutants from entering waterways. Some even use steam cleaning or waterless wash systems, drastically reducing water usage. And since mobile detailers come to you, that's one less trip in the car, saving fuel and emissions. So next time your car looks grimy, consider skipping the driveway soap bucket and calling a local detailer instead. A clean car shouldn't come at the expense of a clean planet. Lastly, let's look at our daily driving habits. The more we drive, the more we pollute. It's that simple. But the way we drive can make a big difference too. Aggressive driving, such as speeding, hard braking, and quick acceleration, can lower your fuel efficiency by up to 30%. And idling your car, that's just burning fuel for nothing. Turning off the engine when waiting more than 30 seconds can save gas and reduce emissions. But beyond individual habits, consider alternatives. Carpooling, using public transportation, biking, walking, or even working from home once or twice a week all reduce the number of cars on the road. And of course, if you're in the market for a new car, consider a hybrid or electric vehicle. EVs produce zero tailpipe emissions, and even though electricity generation can have an environmental footprint, it's generally cleaner than gasoline over the vehicle's lifetime. So where do we go from here? The truth is, most of us aren't going to give up our cars tomorrow. For many, driving isn't a choice, it's a necessity. But that doesn't mean we're powerless. In fact, we have more control than we think. Every time you choose to carpool instead of driving solo, or bike to the store instead of hopping in your car, you're making a difference. Every time you fix a leak, inflate your tires, or replace a dirty air filter, you're reducing your vehicle's environmental impact. Every time you turn off your car while waiting, or decide not to wash your vehicle in the driveway, you're protecting the air we breathe and the water we rely on. These aren't huge gestures, they're small, everyday actions, but collectively, they add up. We often talk about climate change and pollution as problems too big to fix, too complex, too far gone. But when it comes to car pollution, the reality is this. So much of it comes down to individual habits. And that's actually empowering, because it means the solution doesn't just rest in the hands of government or corporations. It rests in our garages, in our driveways, behind the wheel. We live in a time where the stakes are high. Climate change is no longer a distant threat. It's here, now. And while no one can do everything, everyone can do something. Start by being more aware. Notice your driving habits. Think twice about unnecessary trips. Pay attention to what your car is telling you, and take care of it. Not just for your own safety and savings, but for the sake of the environment. Talk to others about it. Share what you've learned. These conversations matter because change isn't just about knowledge. It's about spreading that knowledge and turning it into momentum. Remember, car pollution isn't just about emissions or oil leaks. It's about us, our decisions, our responsibility, and ultimately, our legacy. The road to a cleaner planet doesn't start with the next invention or the next law. It starts with you, with me, with all of us right now. So the next time you get behind the wheel, ask yourself, how can I drive differently today? How do I just one thing to reduce my impact? And most importantly, how can I be a part of the solution? Because the planet doesn't need perfection. It just needs all of us doing a little better together.